Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you joining me today. I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're getting ready to buy a new RV from these people from Camping World. And you have the wingman sitting there in the F&I office in the box with you while they squeeze you and me to try to get you to sign for every single thing that they can sell you. I promised a couple of weeks ago that I would go over the agreement, so this is going to be a boring video. And if you're not willing to spend the time, I know we're all busy, but I am trying the best I can to save you money, prevent you from making mistakes. I deal with really good people. I don't consider Camping World a good place to buy an RV. I don't. If you want to know the people that I recommend, you want to know the resources that I use, scan the QR code you see on the screen or click on the link down below. They're not perfect people, but they do believe in good values, in hard work and honesty and doing the right thing. And I think that if you're going to buy an RV, that's the first thing. Find somebody that you can trust. That said, let's go ahead and jump into this agreement. Again, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I was going to be doing this, and I pulled it up on the screen. Let's just start out, and I blacked out, redacted, if you will, so you won't know whose deal this is. But this is a 2019 Freedom Elite. So this was back, if you look over here, 2023. I'm not going to tell you the exact date. So it's a 6-year-old. Back then, it was a 4-year-old, 5-year-old motorhome. And now they sold it back in 2023 for $55,725. You see this right here, 55? Do you know how much the 2019 Freedom Elite sold for new? Do you know? Any guesses? Around 75 grand. That was it. 75 grand, you can buy a nice little motorhome. All right, not the top of the line, but in 2023, a $75,000 motorhome dropped all the way down to 55. But what happened? This is what Camping World, we're going to sell it for $55,000. You want to bet? Again, this is all just my opinion. I'm a friend. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial planner. But I've seen a lot of this kind of thing, and I want you to be aware. Slow down. Take your time. Ask questions. So look at what the bottom line out the door price is going to be of this $55,000 motorhome. 76 grand. Is that shocking to you? It's shocking to me. I mean, unless you understand Camping World, that's not very shocking at all. But a $55,000 sale price ends up being $76,000, and that's about what they sold for brand new back in 2019. What's wrong with this picture? Not doing your homework, not understanding what you are purchasing is what's wrong with this picture. But you don't know what you don't know, and that's the purpose of today's video. I told you it's going to be boring. We're going to go over this stuff line by line. I highlighted some of it. It says over here on the left, it says buyer and dealer certify the additional terms and conditions printed on the back of this agreement, including an as-is clause, disclaimers of all warranties and limitation, and disclaimer of damages clauses are agreed to as part of this agreement. And right over here on the right, all vehicles are sold as is, with no express or implied warranties from the dealer. Huh? Nothing? Nothing at all? It says it right there. Read it on your contract, whoever you buy from. All vehicles are sold as is, with no express or implied warranties from the dealer. But it gets better. It says dealer makes no guarantee or warranty, blah, 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 of this unit or any of its components. Dealer hereby disclaims and excludes from this sale all warranties, express or implied, including any implied warranty of merchantability and any implied warranty of fitness. Buyers acknowledge this disclaimer is made in capitalized, bold, and underlined font, and as is conspicuous. They want you to understand that. Did you understand that? When you're sitting in the fine here, sir, this, just here you go, sign it right here. Inside right here. They want you to go fast. They don't want you to read this. Buyer understands dealer does not warrant the year of this unit, the year of the chassis, any year of any of components, which means it can be pirated. You can steal, swipe stuff off of another unit that's been sitting on the lot and put it over in this unit and have a Frankenstein monster of an RV, and you don't even know about it. Entire agreement, no reliance. The written terms of this, blah, 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 or between the agreement between buyer and dealer, and buyers have read and understand the front and reverse side of the agreement. No verbal, unwritten, electronic, or other communication of any nature not contained in this agreement was relied upon by buyer, became part of the basis of buyer's bargain, or is enforceable by buyer against dealer, even if it's determined to constitute a misrepresentation, and no such verbal, unwritten, electronic, or other communication shall invalidate this agreement. Here's what it's saying. Don't believe the salesperson. They can lie to you and get away with it because you agreed to it. Did you know that? They don't want you to know that. You don't have to sign this. If they force you to sign it, I would say, see ya, and go find somebody else to buy an RV from. This language is not written for you. It is written for Camping World. I recently did a video about how many lawsuits that Camping World has got against them. I don't know, dozens and dozens federally, and hundreds probably, maybe 1,000 across the states, because that doesn't show up in the Pacer report that I pulled. They have a team of lawyers that is bigger than your team of lawyers. No matter how wealthy you think you are, no matter how righteous and you're in the right and everything is, they have got you. I don't even want to say the word. I'll get kicked off YouTube. You are screwed is what I'm saying. When you sign this agreement and you say, well, I didn't understand. Your fault, your problem. And it says it right there that you took the time to read it. You understood it. You agreed to it. Case closed. That's one reason, the biggest reason why Camping World is able to get away with all this stuff. Look at some of the extra charges that this $55,000 cash price of the vehicle had added to it. Down here I highlighted Safeguard Assurance, $9,150. You know what that's for? Any ideas? An extended service protection plan. You know how long this one was? 2 years. $9,150. Well, the highest profit items for Camping World, right there, $9,150. Paint protection, roadside assistance, emergency alert, travel assistance, document fee, virtual doc paid to Good Sam, notary fee, $5. We got to get that $5 in there. Handling fee, $24. You mean it's not $25? I'm getting a deal. Look at the total of the charges that are not required. $21,572 on a $55,000 RV. Does that not make you shake your head? Well, it would never happen to me. It happens to people every day. Every day in every Camping World, and every dealer that will rip your financial face off and you won't even know it until the payments come in. Go back to something here. Look, the payments on this unit that the person's paying $76,000 for, they're only 240 payments. Where are you going to be in 240 months? You know where I'll be? Probably up there. I hope up there. But I'll probably be gone. And there's a good chance you'll be gone as well. There's a better chance that the RV, this Freedom Elite, is going to be gone way before 240 months. It's already however old it is. What, 2019, 6 years old? I mean, 7 years old? How long will it last? But your payment's only $708.37 forever. And that doesn't include insurance, maintenance, repairs, any camping. How about tires? How about when you go your camping fees? This is a financial burden that most people have no idea. They go, it's only $700 a month. That's just the beginning. And I'm not trying to talk you out of buying an RV. I love RVs, but you better be responsible when you buy one. So going back to it, $21,572 of extra stuff. What does it say? We may retain or receive a portion of any amount paid to others. What do you think that means? Oh, you mean that they might make a commission off of everything, including the financing? Maybe. It's my belief, and I know that you think I just hate Camping World. I hate the way they do business. I hate the way that they look at you as a customer. Somebody said recently, that a shark does not look at a seal and say, oh, that poor little seal. It just eats it. These people will eat you. They will eat you financially if they get the opportunity. And if you swim in there like a seal and go, oh, what's that big great white thing over there? You could become dinner like this person did. I don't want that to happen. I want you to be a happy camper. I believe that the techniques and the tactics that Camping World has used, along with an economy that's all fake and still propped up to this day, I think that the combination is going to take many, many, many decades to work itself out in the RV industry, because many people ain't going to ever buy an RV again. They are so pissed off. They are so disillusioned. They have been ripped off, misled, misrepresented, and told, oh, we'll fix that. Just take it. Just, bring it back and we'll fix it. It says they don't have to. They don't have to. Now, let me tell you something. Most of the people that you're going to run into at Camping World, these big dealerships, have not been there very long. And in a year or two, when you go back, you go, hey, is Frank there? Who? Frank. Did we used to have somebody named Frank? It's the truth. And you can get mad at me and you can say, oh, he's over the top and he's overly passionate. And I know I can be. I can be. But then I get people like this every week. I get lots of people that call up and say, what can I do? Well, enjoy lunch. You're the main menu. You're the seal, and the shark just ate you. And the shark doesn't care. They're looking for the next seal. I'm trying to wake you up. I'm a seal. But I'm a seal who has looked around and seen my friends and people that I care about and love be eaten and destroyed. I'll never have the morals or lack thereof of a Camping World. I'm not going to do it. Neither will you probably. But we have a voice, and hopefully we can be smart enough to go, wait a minute, tap on the brakes. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put this noose around my neck and then end up being one of those people that's on Camping World sucks. All right, let's get back into it. Look at this. Under additional protections, you may buy any of the following voluntary protection plans. They're not required. The voluntary protections will not be provided unless you sign and agree to pay the additional cost. There's that $9,150 I told you about. Is that sickening? What is that over? How much is that? $400 a month times 24 months? For what? For what? Yeah, wingman, but if I needed work. Yes, but most of the work you can do on your own. What if it costs you $2,000 over the next 24 months? Put a new refrigerator in it. Do it. You save $9,150 and you're financing this, or rather, their bank is financing this, and you're going to pay for it for 240 months. There's the gap protection. There's the tire and wheel protection. It just gives additional terms. Look at this one over here. It says, in addition, we may require you to pay us immediately the remaining balance of the amount financed. Hang on. Voicemail. In addition, we may require you to pay us immediately the remaining balance of the amount financed, finance charges, and all other agreed charges if you do any of the following. If you fail to pay one or more installment payments under this contract. Miss one payment. Miss one. What can they do? We may require you to pay us immediately. Immediately. Did you know that? Most people don't know that. All this stuff is so critically important. By signing below, you acknowledge that you received a completely filled-in copy of this contract. You had the opportunity to read and review the contract before you signed it. Here's the signatures of those people, and there's the Camping World, whoever that is. And, more information. Do not sign this paper before reading it. It's unbelievable. So, here we are in the office, the financial guy's office, the F&I office, and they're beating the crap out of us. What are you going to do? Most people, because most people are pretty nice, they're excited. We want to believe the best in people, don't we? We do. And I think we need to live in a world where we still try to believe that. But look, folks, we are seals compared to these sharks out there. We are. I know good people in this business. I wish that you would give them the opportunity to earn your business. How much is it worth to this? If this person, I talked to them, this couple, if this person will never buy another RV. Never. Ever. Because they got buried. too old, too big a financial debt, too much hassle. It just kills me. I hope that you will listen to today's video. I went on kind of long, but I wanted to give you some information that most people won't take the time to read it. And I just highlighted some of the stuff. Have you ever felt beaten up in the finance office? Do you wish you would have taken more time, not just to read the paperwork, but to even check out the dealer? I get people asking me, well, what do you think about BISHs? What about BISHs? Well, my best bit of advice for BISHs is to look who the head people are at BISHs, not who the spokespeople are. That's different. Look who the people are at BISHs, who are pulling the strings of everybody, and then find out, where did they work before? I'll bet you'll be surprised. Do you think that they learned the techniques from Camping World, but then changed the way that they look at customers when they went over to start BISHs? Or did they go, okay, we can take what we learned over here and apply it over there, and we can call it something else? Oh, that's what I think. And now you know why some people in this RV industry are scared to death of me. And I don't know why. If you're scared of me, you're scared of the truth. I am flawed. I make a lot of mistakes. Camping World, if you would like to join me on an interview, please join me. Let's go over this stuff. I have literally, at one time, years ago, I had been texting, I assume it was Marcus Lemonis. I live in San Antonio, and there's a giant Camping World right up the interstate from us. I know he flies in from time to time. And I said, why don't you come by the radio station and do an interview with me? And he was so very nice. Oh, I'd love to do an interview with you. But he would never do it live. Never do it live. It seemed like he wanted to do it recorded. Why would that be? And all I had was 3 questions for him. 3 questions. Marcus, if you want to join me live, you're invited. I have 3 questions that I would like to ask you. I won't edit me. I won't edit you. And we will just play it out there. That's my open invitation. And folks, if you know somebody that's going to buy an RV, if they're dreaming of buying an RV, don't squash their dream. I'm not trying to squash your dream. I'm trying to say, hey, don't go over and get eaten by a shark. It won't happen to me. Come on, baby. We're just going to go looking. The shark wants people to just come looking. Just swim on by, seal. Come on. I hope some of this made sense. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of this virtual campfire. I work really hard here and trying to tell the truth and trying to earn your trust. I've said it before, it takes a long time to build trust, and it takes that long to lose it. And Camping World has lost the trust of a lot of people, and sadly, that number of people has lost trust in everybody in the industry. And that's what kills me. I work with some of the best RV dealers I know. Honest, good people. But buyers are going in now, and they've had their financial faces ripped off by other dealers. They think everybody's going to do it. Okay, one more story, real quick story. So I'm over at Berryland the other day. You know, my friends over in Louisiana. And they had done this deal. This guy came in and he bought he sold his motorhome. He had gone to Camping World. Camping World was going to buy his motorhome outright. And he got the runaround so bad. Oh my God, he got the runaround terrible. And he came over to Berryland, and Berryland's like, okay, can we look at it? Okay. And they said, we're not going to leave it here. We're not going to leave it here. You don't have to leave it here, sir. We looked at it. They checked it out. So we'll give you this much money for it. Well, how many people need to sign off on it? He goes, well, we'll get you the check in about an hour or 2. What? Camping World called us up. Well, you got problems with it, and so-and-so's gone. They're pointing. They were blown away. The techniques and tactics that have been used by these bad dealers are being reflected in the way buyers are approaching dealers. My dealers don't like it. They don't appreciate it. They have to deal with it. But not everybody is a crook. Not everybody is going to rip your financial face off. There are some people out there that are really good people. They want to be your RV dealer now and next year and 5 years from now. And if they see you at the grocery store, they want you to, be friends with you. I think that too many dealers are trying to make the quick buck. It's all about profit over people and not a very good balance. All right, that's it. Sorry for going on so long today. Hope you'll like this video. Share it with people that may need to hear it, see it before they walk in and get eaten by the shark. And I will see you again in the next video. Y'all be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Bye-bye, everybody.